Okay. Thank you everyone for coming for today's lesson. So I shall begin my revision checklist. Today I'm going to look at Set 2 revision checklist part 1. Okay, you'll cover a little bit of Set 1 work with some of the Set 2 work. Okay, so without further ado, let's begin. Right, I'll try to cover as much as possible so that we will have lesson to cover for the next two parts of lesson. If you have done your work or whichever, you might will notice that checklist 1 is slightly easier, checklist 2 will be slightly a little bit harder. So I'll spend more time on checklist 2 for the next few sessions. Right, before we begin, first question, we're going to look at numbers and operation. What are prime numbers? Okay, prime numbers are numbers that has only two factors, 1 and itself, right? So the common mistake that a student might mix up with, they think that prime numbers are odd numbers. Yes, majority of the prime numbers are odd numbers. 2 is the only even prime number inside this list. Okay. Then the common mistake, people think that 9 is a prime number. So 9 is actually not a prime number. So therefore, in this case, the answer for part A, prime numbers are just 5 and 17. Okay, so those of you done your work, please mark your work along the way. Just put a tick with your answers, okay? Next one, what are irrational numbers? Okay, irrational numbers are numbers that cannot be written as fraction. So if irrational numbers cannot be written as a fraction, okay, there are a few things that is make it easier to observe. So number one, when you key them into the calculator, they do not end. The number continue and continue, and there is no repeating pattern. Okay. Number two, you must also take note that don't mix it up with recurring numbers, right? Recurring number also are numbers that doesn't end, but recurring number have numbers that is a pattern, all right? So in this case, in this list, the only irrational numbers will be square root 2 and pi. Common mistake, do not take pi to be 22/7. Okay, 22/7, if you press your calculator, you think that this one is an irrational number, okay, but actually it's not. Mr. Aziz. Okay, but actually it's not, because 22/7 itself is already a fraction. So a fraction, irrational number cannot be a fraction. So 22/7 is definitely a rational number. Okay, then if that's the case, then let me ask all of you one question. Can some of you help me answer? In this list, which of it is a recurring number? Which of these lists is a recurring? Sorry again?
0.128.
Yes, with the two dots above, right? So when we have this number over here, 0.128, with the two dots above, how do we actually write this repeating number? What does this actually mean? This actually is 0, 1, 2, 8. Which are the numbers that are repeating? Is it only 1 and 8, or is it from 1 all the way to 8? So it's actually 1, 2, 8, 1, 2, yes, 1, 2, 8, dot, dot, dot. So if I show that a number continues repeating or whichever, usually is 3 dots standard. So for this kind of number, when you write repeating recurring number, put the first dot that at the number that is repeating until the last dot. Okay, then the number that is repeating. So only the beginning and the end will have a dot. All right. Next one, what are perfect squares? Perfect squares must in the first place be an integer. So perfect squares are actually whole numbers. So they must be integers. Okay. So in this case, perfect squares are numbers that you will tell me that can be square rooted or whichever, right? That is one small part for a definition of perfect square in terms of its prime factors. Can anyone remember? Anyone recall? Okay, so for example, what is a perfect square? Perfect squares are numbers that can be expressed in terms of their prime factors Okay, express the prime factors where all the powers of the prime factors are of prime factors are. Anyone can complete the last two parts for me. Can you remember or not? I give you the magic keyword. Multiple of what? Perfect square. Yes, multiple of 2. Right, multiple of 2. So this is for perfect square. Okay, so perfect square where all the prime factors are multiple of 2. The powers, okay, sorry, not just prime factor. The powers of the prime factors are multiple of 2. Let me change this. I'm not happy with it. Change this color to red. Okay, so if that is the case, similarly, are you able to define for me what is a perfect cube? What will be a perfect cube? Anyone? It almost the same, but what is the difference? Yes, Yami? No? Anyone? If it's a perfect cube, then numbers, they are all numbers that can be expressed in terms of prime factors, where all the powers of the prime factor are, for perfect cube, the power will be multiple of what? 2. Still 2. Perfect square is multiple of 2. Perfect cube, 3. Yes, perfect cube, all the powers will be multiple of 3. Okay, can? So this portion over here, you need to remember. Okay, in case some of the questions, they ask you to write the definition, right? So you need to know. Okay, all right, next question. Okay, this number over here is written as a product of its prime factors. So you have 2, 3, 4. Okay, 2 square and 3 multiplied by 3 to the power 4. So how do you express 168 as a product of its prime factors? You do this thing called the prime factorization. Okay, start with the smallest prime factor. 2 first, then you go to 3, then you go on to 7. And so on and so forth. Okay, whichever prime factors that you need. This working is not necessary in your exam. So if you are able to use your calculator to get the answer directly, please go ahead. Okay, then next part of the question. Now, square root, find square root 324. How many of you use the calculator and find the answer directly? Anyone of you? Those who use the calculator and find the answer directly, raise up your hand or put a icon, a symbol. Or you never do yes, you all put it there, right? Okay. Now technically, those of you who just use the calculator and give me the answer 18, sorry, wrong. The teacher is not looking at this they don't want this working, okay? They want you to show that you use the prime factors. So we know that 3 to 4 is 2 squared times 3 to the power of 4, correct? So now what they need you to do is they need you to show the working. So you must show this working. Square root, then you put the factors inside. Okay, then when we take square root, so square root of 2 squared times 3 to the power 4. When we take square root, what happens to each of the different powers? So when we take square root, what happens to the power? Right, what happens to the power? Right, when we take square root, the powers are, what happened to the power? Starts with D. Divided. Yes, thank you. Divided by 2. So when you take square root, Okay, so when you take square root, the powers are divided by 2. Then my next question is, when you take cube root, maybe I ask Junzeng. You are one of the last few to come in, right? Junzeng, are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you tell me when I take cube root, what will happen to the power?
Divide by 3.
Yes, thank you very much. Okay, so this one, please show your workings correctly. Okay, they will need you to do the working. Next one, part C. Find the smallest positive integer and for which 168 is a multiple of 324. So if I want it to be a multiple of 324, there are two different methods that you can do to work out this answer. I'll show you the first method first. Okay, the first method, since I got the number 324 is 2 square and 3 to the power 4. And I'm also looking at the number 168. 168. 168 is 2 cubed times 3 times 7. The keyword they want is multiple. So when they want multiple, I'm looking for the LCM, lowest common multiple. Okay, method 1, lowest common multiple. If I want to find the lowest common multiple, can you tell me which kind of power do I take? Do I take the highest power or lowest power? Anyone?
Highest.
Thank you very much. Okay, so you choose all the factors. You choose all the factors. I have 2, I have 3, and I have 7. And like what Jun said, we choose the one with the highest power. So 2 and 3, we choose power 3. 3 and 1, we choose power 4. 7 is power 1, so just 7 to the power 1 itself. Okay, but now I do not want this as the answer. This is my common multiple. This number is equals to 168. And right, I'm going to equate it to 168. And now the next question is, how do I find n? In order to find n, I need to divide by what number? I only want n, I don't want the 168. So I divide away by 168. Okay, but when there are sometimes the question, the teacher purposely put the number is so large that if you key into your calculator, right, then they will tell you a math error or infinity or whichever that they cannot process. So you have to learn one more skill. Okay, in this case, you learn to divide it by the powers. Okay, so this one 168 is 2 cubed, 3 to the power 1, 7. Then if you were to do this, then we start to cancel. On top got 2 to the power 3, bottom 2 to the power 3, can cancel. 3 to the power 4, bottom got 3 to the power 1. On top got 4, bottom got 1, I cancel, left with 3 to the power of 3. 7, I cancel away. Then my answer gives me just 3 to the power of 3, which is the number 27. 3 to the power 3 is not 9. 3 to the power 3 is 3 times 3 times 3. So 3 to the power 3 is 27. Okay. But this one over here is a very long working, very long method, right? Not very good if sometimes you don't want to waste so much time on it. So you might want to do another different method or the one that don't really need much writing. So I'm going to erase all this away. Your whatever that need to copy, your right. Okay. Can I erase this away already? Okay. Okay, then I erase this away. All right, so now if let's say I want to do the shortcut, what do I need to do? Okay, the question says this is a multiple of 324. So I should look at 324, 2 square times 3 to the power 4. And I need to look at the number 168, which is 2 cubed times 3 times 7. If I want it to be a multiple of 3 to 4, all factors of 3 to 4 must be included. Okay, this one is a note for you to remember. So all the factors of 3 to 4, okay, all the factors of 3 to 4 must be included. So if all the factors of 3 to 4 is to be included, let me check. 2 square, this is already 2 cube, done. I don't need any extra. In fact, I got extra already. I don't need any more. But this is 3 to the power 4. This one only have 3 to the power 1. How many factors are missing? So 3 more, a power of 3 more is missing. So for my n, 3 to the power, and looking at the power, power. So there is 3 missing power, 3 to the power 3. Then there is no more factors for 3 to 4, so I can ignore 7. And then therefore this one will be your answer, 27. Okay? Is everyone clear about this question? This is a must know how to do one. Okay? Can then I continue already. Okay. Next part. Find the smallest integer k such that 168 times k is a perfect square. So what numbers do I need to change this to a perfect square? Okay, so if I have 168 to be a perfect square, for perfect square, powers must be multiple of 2. Okay, commonly there are 2 types of question. Okay, you need to take note. First one, although the answer may be the same, but the thinking concept behind it will be different. If I have 168 multiplied by k, the power increases. Okay, if I were to have the case number 2, 168 divided by k, what happens? When I do multiplication, the power increases. But now if I do division, what will happen to my power? No response. If I do division, what will happen to my power? Anyone? You? Anyone? Hello? If I do multiplication, the question says 168 times k, power increases. What about doing division? Anyone?
Decreases.
Yes, thank you very much. Decreases. Okay, in this case, right, although the answer for both sides, right, might be the same, but the concept is totally different. So if they were to add a second part, they say hence find square root or whichever or number of 168. Well, then the answer will be totally different already. So we must take note. So in this case, right, I need to take a look. If I want to have the nearest power, this is 2 cube, 3, and 7. When I want to increase my power, it will make it become 2 to the power of 4, 3 to the power of 2, 7 to the power of 2. Okay, if I were to divide it, then I need to decrease the power from 2 to the power of 3. This one will now become 2 to the power of 2. And I do not want any more 3. I do not want any more 7. So the final result, the end product over here, they are different. This one over here and this one over here, they are totally different answers. Okay, but what is the value of the k? The value of the k. So this is 2 to the power of 3. How do I change it to 2 to the power of 4? I multiply by 1 more power. So my value for my k will be equals to 2. Okay, wait, give me a minute. Okay, times, this is only 3 to the power of 1. I want to make it become 3 to the power 2. So I multiply by 1 more 3. Similarly, 7 to the power 1, I want to make it 7 to the power 2. I give it one more. So this number here will become 2 times 3, 6, 6 times 7, 42. Okay. In this case, the other one, part B, if I were to have division, similarly, 2 to the power of 3, I want to change it to become 2 to the power of 2. So I divide by 2. I'll change from 3, I want to make 3 totally disappear. So I divide by another 3, over, divide by another 3. 7, I want to make it disappear, I divide by another 7. The answer is still 42. So for both these questions, the answer is 42, but take a look at the outcome. The final end product is different. Okay, so if the question is going to add on one more part, hence, find value of square root 168k or square root of 168 over k. The answers will be totally different. This answer over here will be over 2 square 3. 2 to the power of 4, 3 square, 7 square. Then it will be 2 square times 3 times 7. Whereas this answer will be just square root of 2 square, this answer will be just 2. So if there is a part 2 that asks you to find a certain value of it, then your answer will be totally different. Okay, so please take note the difference between multiplying by a power and dividing by a power. Okay, is there any questions with this? If you're okay with this question, can you just give me a thumbs up? Then I'll move on. 1, 2, 3, 3, okay, 3 times up. Okay, I'll take it as the rest is okay. Can? Okay, if you need time to copy this, you can copy this after our session. All right, or I will show you all later. Okay. Next question. This one, what kind of word problem? Okay, the light bulbs, there are 3 different light bulbs, A, B, and C, flashing together at 8:45. Okay, this kind where they give you timing, they give you certain information, means you need to use it a bit later, right? Then you have 20 minutes, take note of the unit now, see whether all the units the same or not. 20 minutes, 35 minutes, and 90 minutes. So the question is asking for when is the time they will next flash together. Okay, so are we going to look for a highest common factor, or are we going to look for the lowest common multiple? So if let's say I look for a lowest common multiple, the highest common factor, the highest common factor is 5. You will notice, right? Is it possible that they will next flash together again 5 minutes later? Not correct, right? So in this case, we are going to find the LCM instead. Okay, so highest common factor doesn't work. We'll find the lowest common multiple. Like what Jinzi said just now, lowest common multiple, choose the highest power. But first, we choose all the factors. 2 times 3 times 5 times 7. Then choose the one with the highest power. Okay, 5, all of them are 5 to power 1. Don't put 5 to power 3, then just the number 7. Okay, we work this answer out. So 2 square times 3 square times 5 times 7. Anyone can give me the answer, the numerical value for this? I'm waiting. Quick. Anyone can give me the numerical value for this one?
1260.
Thank you very much. Okay, 1260. Right, but this unit is in minutes. I know I have a time 0845. I have a timing 0845. So I need to change the 1260 minutes to hours and minutes. So I need to take this to divide by 60. Okay, so 1260 divided by 60 gives me 21 hours. Okay, so 0845 21 hours later, what number will it give me? If I were to add 21 by right, it's 29,2945, right? But then I cannot add 2945, what? No. 2945, this one means this is already past 1 day already, right? So the 1 full day is maximum 24. So I have to minus away 24 hours. That will give me 545, okay, 0545 in the morning AM. But you need to write one more word. Is it on the same day? Not on the same day, right? We have to write the next day. Answer. Okay, all good with this? Okay with this, give me a thumbs up. Then we can move on. Write your answers, then we're done. Okay, very good.
Why minus 2400?
1 full day is 24 hours, right? So
yeah.
you hit the maximum 24 hours, then you overflow to the next day. So you minus 24 hours.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next question. Rate, ratio, rate, and speed. So this one, I think most of you can do the question. So you have 3:4:5. So I just add up the total units. Just a word of caution. What do you think I will remind you all to take note of for your presentation? Anyone know or not? Can you write equal sign? Can you put 12 unit equal to? Yes or no? Give me a symbol. Yes or no? Yes. Somebody want to tell me the answer. Can I put equal sign? Can I put 12U equals or no 12 units equal to 126 gram? No, yes. Okay, cross, cannot. Arrow now already don't put arrow already. Now arrow more for primary school one. So cannot already use words. Try to use words. But at least you put arrow, I don't think I will minus marks. But I am not the marker for end of year examination. The markers will be very strict. They may not accept arrow. Then you don't blame me. Don't say I never tell you. Can? Okay. Next one. Okay, next question. Now, the chocolates were sold in boxes at $9.60. How many boxes did he buy? And he had $72. Just a word of caution. Yes, Hao Zhen, so sorry. Okay, just a word of caution. Okay, actually, by right this question, a lot of you, I know what y'all will do. Y'all will come up, you will write this number of boxes. First, you put equal sign. Then after that, you give me this, then you put 7. Technically speaking, when you number of boxes cannot be a decimal place. Unfortunately, you put this, sometimes the teacher may penalize your working. So I will advise you, number of boxes cannot be more than that, more than this number, right? Can only be lesser than or equal to. You can write this. Or if you are not sure, you can start off with this. When you notice the answer is 7.5 already, then you can add on or you change your number of boxes to approximately, then equal to 7 boxes. Okay, but a better way of presentation, let's say I start off with my equal sign, then I know that 8 boxes cannot be more than this. I'll change it to a less than equal to. Okay, if the answer happens to be just a nice number, then okay lah, you leave it as an equal sign, no problem. Okay, all right. Then next one, how much money was left? Just show write description, please. Okay, write a description, then show the answer. Okay, next part. Okay, convert this. Okay, this one I think most of you know. Kilometer to meter times how many? Anyone?
1000.
Thank you. Then meter to cm?
100.
100. cm to mm? 10. Okay, so similarly, you divide by 10, divide by 100, the same. Okay, 1000. Hours to minute, 60. Minute to second, 60. Divide by 60, divide by 60. Okay, so in this case, 50 kilometer per hour, change the kilometer to meters, so 1000 hour times 60, 2 minutes, 2 seconds. But if the answer is not a nice number, then we change it, we keep it as a fraction, please. Okay, so this one will be 13/8/9 meters per second, as accurate as possible. If you really want to write in decimal place, then it'll be 3 significant figure. But sometimes the decimal place, if you use the answer for the next part, it may not give you an exact answer. So usually I prefer a mixed number or fraction. Okay. Next part, this one, distance, speed, and time. So walking, 1000 meters. Take note of the units. The units here is kilometer per hour. There is meters. So we need to change this into 1 kilometer. So must make sure the units match, okay, with one another. Then after that, I want to find the time taken in minutes. But now you notice the unit over here is hour. So we're going to do our calculation. Time equals to distance divided by speed. So 1 divided by 4. But this is in terms of an hour, right? So what we do, we times 60, 1/4 of an hour times 60. That will give you 15 minutes. Okay, right? His running speed in kilometers per hour. They want kilometer per hour. This is already kilometer, but this is not in hour. The running speed is 5 minutes. So how to run 1.3 kilometer in 5 minutes? Okay, well, the person so fast. Okay, so we take 5 divided by 60, right? Speed equals to distance divided by the time. So since it's a fraction, I'll leave it as like that. 5/60, I don't bother to calculate. Then I will use my exact answer, 15/3/5, or in this case, 15.6 kilometer per hour. Okay, next one. To find the average speed is given by total distance over total time. Okay, average speed is given by total distance over total time. So the total distance is 1 plus 1.3, so 2.3 kilometers. Now in this question, the question did not include any time for break or rest. If the question has time taken for rest, for breaks, or whichever, you must remember to add in the break time or the resting time as well, because it's the total time taken for the whole journey. Okay, so in this case, this is just 15 and 5 minutes. So that will give you 20 minutes. So 20 minutes, I will split it up, change it to 20/60 of an hour. To find the average speed, I will take 2.3 divided by 20/60. Answer 6.9 kilometer per hour. Simple, straightforward, right? I think every one of you should know how to do. Okay, next question. Okay, percentage and conversion. This one I must go through in detail slowly. Okay, whenever there are certain percentages or time, then they tell you a certain percentage of another year, certain percentage of another year. First thing to identify which one comes first, which one is the original. So when there are timings that is in terms of year, it's very easy to identify the year that comes first. Let's say 2008 compared to 2009. So 2008 will naturally be the original most of the time. right? Then you have 2007 and 2008 and 2009. Then 2007 will be the one that starts off the whole number first. Okay, so now let's take a look at this question. In 2008, the best time was 9 minutes and 30 seconds. One more thing to do calculation. It's very difficult to do calculation if the units are slightly different. So in this case, either you can change it to 9.5 minutes, or for me, I actually change everything into seconds because I am worried about decimal place later. So for me, technically, this question itself, I will have changed this to in terms of seconds. So 9 minutes, 9 times 60 plus the 30. That gives me 570 seconds. Okay, but if you prefer to use in a minute 9.5, then please go ahead. No worries. Okay, so in 2009, his best time was 10% less than that in 2008. Read the sentence carefully. 10% less than that of or in 2008. So this means the 2008 is the one with the 100%. So if 2008 is the one with the 100%, it represents 570 seconds. Then what about the timing in 2009? This timing in 2009 is 10% less than that. 10% less than that will means 90%. Okay, then I find the answer. Anyone can give me the number? You might be faster than me. Oh, I got the answer. Okay, my answer is 513 seconds, but they want it in minutes and seconds, so I should change this to minutes. So I need to divide by 60 seconds.
8 minutes and 33 seconds.
Yeah, thank you very much. So you might notice you will have your decimal place inside the calculator. When I divide, I got 8.55. Correct, but you notice Jason gave me the answer 33 seconds. How did he get 33 seconds? This 0.55 is not 55 seconds. This is 0.55 is 0.55 of 60, which gives me 33. So 33 seconds. Alternatively, you can use the calculator function. There's this function that is inside your calculator, if I remember. There's this function in your calculator. You can take 513 divided by 60. Then you press that button. Then you press this button over here directly, and it changes the answer directly to 8 minutes 33 seconds. Is that right? Okay, next part B. Okay, observe the 2008, just now we say 2008 was 100%, right? But this timing of the 9 minutes 35 seconds is actually 5% less than the best time in 2007. So that means this is 5% less than that of 2007. So 2007 actually comes first. So this means 2007 is actually my 100%. Okay, 2007 is actually my 100%. I do not know what is this number, but I know 2008 is 5% less. 5% less. 5% less to 95%. And that was 570 seconds. So how do I work backwards to get this answer? I think, okay, wait, I rewrite it. I should rewrite it below. Let me shift this down. Okay, so how do I get this answer over here? I take 95 over, 100 divided by 95 times 570 to give me my answer. 600 seconds. So 600 seconds, that will give me in 10 minutes. Answer. Okay. Any questions with this question? Any problem? Okay, then move on a little bit more. Okay, next part, solve simple inequality. This one, you treat it like a equation, like that, a one-line equation. So I need to undo group the x together. I'll shift the x over to this side. From subtracting x, you become adding x, right? Then you get your answer. So no problem with this. Then what about part B? Okay, for inequalities, right, we can cross multiply, but rule number one, if you want to do cross multiplication, you only shift the denominator. You only multiply the denominator, shift the denominator up and across. Okay. Some of you tendency is you like to shift the numerator and come down. This one will be wrong because the inequality sign actually has a particular phase and direction. So if you were to shift it wrongly, you multiply the numerator and cross, this one the answer will be wrong already. Okay, so what you need to do, only the denominator can be multiplied up and across. Okay, and I had you notice there's a negative sign over here. I will keep the negative sign with the numerator as much as possible. Okay, then the denominator is just the number 21 and multiply across. So after cross multiplication, this one will be less than equal to negative 70. This will be 21x. Okay, direction will be play a very big important part. The position will be very different. Okay, then now we change this to x itself. Negative 70 divided by 21. Answer may not be a nice number. You can leave it as an improper fraction, or you can leave it as a mixed number. Okay. Before I do the next part, let me do question number 2 first. Right, simplify this, shouldn't be a problem, and solve the question. Now represent your solution on the number line. So this one is a number line. You draw a number line with the number negative 3. So check, where is 0? On the left hand side or on the right hand side? Anyone? Where's 0? Left or right? Hello?
Left.
Left, confirm? You sure left hand side is 0?
Yes.
After 0, what should be the next number? 1, right? But this one is negative 3, not correct. So where should 0 be? This one, I'm going through this because this is common mistake. Where should 0 be? 0 should be on the right hand side, right? So if that's the case, where is negative 2? Where is negative 1?
The right hand side.
Yes, thank you very much. So always think through, where are your numbers? Okay, don't jump too quickly, right? Where is the number 0? 0 should be on the right hand side. So now after I know that this is 0 already, I can just conveniently put these two numbers over here. Then they want x greater than or equal to. Okay, equal to. Is it going to be an empty circle or is it going to be a solid circle? Empty or solid? No answer. Okay, never mind. I tell myself. When you have something that looks like that, okay, these are all solid circle, right? Got the equal sign. When you have something that looks like this, these are all empty circle without the equal sign. So x greater than or equal to negative 3, solid circle. Rule number line convention, all the numbers should be below the number line. Okay, do not put it on top. All the numbers should be below the number line. Then I want greater than, all the values greater than on the right hand side, greater. So in this case, when they ask you for the smallest integer, this number can be 8, but it can be negative 3. So it will be negative 3. If the number, the inequality is actually greater sign, don't have equal, then the next number will be negative 2 as an integer. Okay, so just beware, be a bit more cautious about this. Can? So next question. Now we're going to focus a little bit more on this one over here. Right? This question is actually a thinking question, and for me, I always try to list down the values as much as possible that can allow me to see and think. Now, there are certain tricks for this kind of question. You notice this is from -1 to 6. It includes the special number, a few numbers that can be actually very useful. Some of them, -1, 0. 1. Okay, these three numbers are actually quite special because they can make a quick change, okay, in your decision for your answer. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For y, it goes from -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Okay, and it says the include, so must also watch the sign. Inequalities can include the number, so include the number. So now hence part 1, find the greatest possible value of x minus y. I'll choose the largest value for x minus the smallest value of y. Please put bracket -5. So this answer become 11. Okay. Part 2, find the smallest possible value of x cubed. X cubed, smallest possible value as negative as possible. Okay, so for x cubed, negative number, when you cube it, will still be negative. So in this case, the x here got the number -1. So I will choose -1 whole thing cube plus the smallest possible y square. Some people will choose -5, smallest possible. But take note, for y square, if I have -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, when I square them, okay, no problem. Okay, when I square them, this one from -5 is -5 whole thing square, okay? It becomes +25, +16, +9, 4, 1, 0, 1, 4. Okay, so those of you who you never put the bracket inside and you square it, you get a negative number. Then the answer is not correct. And of this, you will find the value, which is the smallest possible value, 0 square. Okay, so I will use the number 0 square. Yeah. So then my answer will be -1. Have you gotten your answer? Next, last part, they want the least possible value. When they want the least possible values, we try to make the number negative number. Then my next question, part 3, am I going to make x over y? Am I going to make x negative? If x is negative, smallest possible as negative as possible, x got the number -1. Am I going to use this? Or can I use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? I don't know. Then look at y. What are the possible values for y that it can be negative? Y is got -5, right? Am I going to use -5? Or can I use other numbers? Which one am I going to make it negative? Right? Some of you might start along these lines already. But for me, let me tell you, if I want to make it as negative as possible, I just need one of the portion to be negative. I noticed that for y, there is a number -1. If I were to divide by something, I should divide as small as possible and happen that I can make it a negative number. So I try to make the denominator as small as possible. Either I'll choose 1 or if not, I will choose -1. So hence I will naturally not choose -5 because I want the denominator to be as small as possible. And I want to make the numerator as big as possible. So in this case, my largest number, since my denominator already has a -1, I'm going to choose 6. then this number will give me -6, which will be the least possible value of x over 1. Okay, so for this question, you need to do try and error a little bit. Okay, and then you pick up the different answers. So always think of the few special number, -0 and 1. -1, 0, and 1. They play a big part to changing your answers. Okay, are you all okay with this question? If you are done with this question, then I'll move on to the next bit. We are almost into 1 hour of our lesson. Do you need a quick break? I can give you a 2 minutes break. Is it okay? You want 2 minutes break? 2 minutes break. Then I continue with the next part into more of polygon algebra. Can? 2 minutes, huh? All right, I'll see you 2 minutes later. All right, 1 more minute left. Oh no, no more, 1 more minute. We shall continue the lesson. Break over. Those of you who are back can continue reading. Please give me a thumbs up. Then I shall begin my lesson. Celebrate. Okay, you're back already. Can I shall continue my lesson. Okay, next part. Sec 1 work triangles and polygons. Right. Some of the formulas that you must remember. Sum of exterior angle of polygons is 360. A polygon is n-sided figure. Right. Then exterior of an angle, regular polygon will be 360 divided by n. Now there's one particular word down here. Regular polygon. What does the word regular polygon means? No answer. Okay, never mind. I talk to myself. Regular polygon means all the angles of the polygon will be the same, or the length of the polygon will be the same. So you have same length, same angle, and equal size. Okay, then next part, you have a sum of interior angles of a polygon. A sum of interior angles is given by this formula, n minus 2. A lot of students will forget this portion, right? That is n minus 2, right? You want to ask me why is it n minus 2? Go and watch your Sec 1 notes or dig out Sec 1 notes and see how we derive the formula. Okay, so it's n minus 2 times 180. The interior angle will be the total sum divided by n. Now, above all this, there's one more other property you need to remember. The interior angle plus the exterior angle is equals to 180 degrees, not 360, 180 degrees. So if I have an interior angle of a polygon over here, the exterior angle is this one, is 180 degrees, okay, if not 360 degrees, right? Then now, so I have the adjacent sides of a regular polygon over here. That means this is definitely going to be equal sides, right? So that's why they are equal. And of course, we have an isosceles triangle. This one will be 18 degrees. Then it's not difficult to find the angle ABC. So just write in a property, angle sum of triangle. Okay, next one, we're going to find the number of sides of the polygon. So number of sides of the polygon, how do we calculate the number of sides of our polygon? We have two different methods. Number one, I know the exterior angle. I'll do the shorter one first. So if the interior angle, which is angle ABC over here, this is 144, I'm going to find the exterior angle. So interior angle is 144. the exterior angle will be 180 minus 144 to give me 36 degree. Then number of sides will be take 360 divided by 36, 10 sides. Okay, simple, straightforward. Method number 2, you can use the interior angle formula. Okay, sum of interior angle of this, right? This is the formula to use, right? So you can have n minus 2 times 180 over n to be equals to the interior angle 144. Cross multiply this, n minus 2 times 180 is 144n. Multiplying expansion 180 n minus 360 equals to 144n, right? Swapping the sides for this two, you minus swap the side for this two. So 180n minus 144n is equals to 360. 36n is 360 and equals to 10. I personally think that this is a little bit longer and there's a lot of algebra in it. So if it's possible, whenever I know the angle, the numeric, I'll do method number 1 as much as possible. Okay. So now next one, find angle ACD. To find angle ACD, I must first understand that this is a regular polygon. So the angle 144 is the same for angle BCD as well. So angle BCD equals to angle ABC, 144 degree regular polygon. Okay. And therefore, I already know that this is 18 degrees angle ACD will be 144 subtract 80. Simple, straightforward, not very difficult. Okay. Next, let's move on to the next part, a revision of angles and parallel lines. Okay, they tell you that WX is parallel to YZ. Okay, then firstly, can y'all give me what are all the different properties over here? Name. Anyone? Help! First one, letter F. This one is what angle property? No answer. No answer, then I'm gonna waste time staring at each other. No. Very sad. Then I call names lah. Okay, Sanders, can you help me? What is the angle property for letter F? Give you a clue, starts with C. Is Sanders there?
The corresponding angles.
Yeah, thank you. That one, who's the kind? So, yeah, who tell me the answer.
Me.
Namlina, is it? Thank you. I need to suspect. The rest of you, are y'all alive? Or y'all sleeping already? Or Sanders type or corresponding angle? Okay, at least he got tell me. Okay, corresponding angles on parallel lines. Okay, the short form CORR dot angles on parallel lines. Okay, so the angles that are corresponding, these two are the same. Corresponding angles are equal. Next one, maybe I will call Adele. What is letter U? Adele?
Interior angles.
Yes, very good. Interior angles on what kind of lines?
On parallel lines.
Yes, correct. Thank you. So next one, interior angles on parallel lines. I like this one better. Okay, then interior angles add up to 180, huh? Next one, letter Z. Jithang, help me with letter Z. What property is this?
I don't know.
Starts with A.
Uh,
L. T.
All or alternate angle.
On alternate angles are on.
Parallel line.
Yes. Alternate angles on parallel lines.
Oh my
Y'all
God.
must okay, y'all must remember all these properties, okay? Because during examination, the teacher will ask you to write the property angle property clearly, showing your working clearly. Will write the angle property. Okay. Last but not least, this one, vertically opposite angles, no parallel lines. Okay, so these are the few that are important. So down here, there are many different ways to get your answers. Many different ways to get your answers. So for me, angle P is 180 minus 115 because they say the two lines are parallel. Okay, they say that these two lines are parallel. So I'm using 180 minus 115. Anyone tell me, if I use 180 minus 115, what property is this? What property?
Interior angle on
Thank
parallel
you.
lines.
Okay, next one, if I want to find an angle Q and Q, this one parallel lines, and you can see that this angle and this angle are actually the same. So Q equals to 83 degrees. Anyone tell me what property do I write? Anyone? D'accord.
Corresponding angles.
Corresponding angles on parallel lines. Please remember to write the on parallel lines, okay? Then last but not least, there are many different ways to find R. Okay, I'll just take R to be 180 minus 54 minus 83 interior angles on parallel lines. Okay, give me the number for this.
42.
Yes, thank you very much. 43 degrees. Okay, okay, this one not much of a problem. Please make sure you memorize all the different property names and whatever. Okay, now today our aim is to finish until which page? Which page did I say? Page 6. Correct. Is it page 6? Right. Or maybe if I can I do as much as possible. Okay. So algebra now. Okay. First to begin with, this one is 4n minus 5n whole thing square. For revision purposes, I will do two different methods. I'll do two methods. One is the normal expansion removal method. The other one is the special product identity. Okay. So the first method number 1, through through expansion. This one is power 2. Power 2 over here means it's repeated exactly the same 2 times. Okay, so then I should expand this. Same, the power, the sign over here is the same. They don't change, okay? 4 times 4, 16m squared. Minus 4 times 5. 20 mn negative 20 mn plus negative and negative positive 5 times 5 25 m squared. So simplify 16 m squared 40 mn 25 m squared. Method number 1. Okay. Method 2, if they say using algebraic identities, method 2, a minus b whole thing square equals to a square minus 2a plus b square, but this is minus, right? Minus 2ab. Okay, so this one will be a square plus b square minus 2ab. Notice I put brackets to prevent myself from careless mistakes. So this one, A will be 4n, B will be 5n. Okay, because students who write the answer this way, you will not even get a working mark, because this means you only square the number and the letter N, you didn't square 4. So I will discourage this kind of working. I will encourage you write brackets. Then you must remember the square, you must square the 4. So to give you 16 and square 25 and square minus 2 times 4, 8 times 5, 40 and n. Okay, so then you can get your answers. Both answers are correct. So using this identity method, I'm going to do part B. Part B also is actually the same, just that the number looks a little bit horrible with a fraction, a bit terrifying, but it's actually the same. So now I'm going to use the identity a minus b whole thing square, a square plus b square minus 2ab. Again, similarly, a square b square minus 2 times a times b. So a is the number 2, b is 5 over 6x. Some students are asking me, do I include the negative sign? No, the negative sign is already taken care of, right? So don't worry, just take the letter itself. 2a and the b. Right? To prevent you from being mixed up, this 2 is actually 2 over 1, right? So you multiply the numbers in the numerator. So now over here, 2 square becomes 4. And next, common mistake, you square this. 5 square become 25, 6 square become 36, x square become x square. You must remember to square the individual components. All right, then the next part we'll do multiplication. 2 times 2 times 5 over 6. 2 times 2 times 5 over 6. That gives me 10 over 3. 10 over 3. Not forgetting letter x over here. Okay, so this one will be your answer. So if you want to use the other method 1, you want to write this, repeat this 2 times, no problem. Just I need to do a little bit of background work. 2 times 2, 4. This one is 2 times 5 over 6x. So give you 2 times 5 over 6, which gives me 5 over 3x. So this will be negative 5 over 3x. Similarly, negative 5 over 3x. Negative times negative, positive. 5 over 6 times 5 over 6. 25 over 36. X times x, x squared. Then you simplify this. Use your calculator wisely. Negative 10 over 3x. Okay, both method can give you the correct answer, just that they appear slightly different. Okay? Are you okay with this question? If you're okay, can you give me a thumbs up? Not okay, you need me to explain again. I can explain again. Okay, okay, all looks like all good. All right, then next question. What is the careless mistake? This one came out exactly this type of question again in your past paper, and you do the practice so many times. Yeah, look like you're confident, but you go exam, you make all the careless mistake. Oh my god, man. Okay, please take note. Subtraction. Put bracket. Okay, put bracket, and then you do this part first. You expand and you simplify, right? So here, 2 times 3, 6, negative 2y, 3y minus y squared. Subtract, add in a bracket. I don't know how much you need, but the space that you need. Okay, then for this, you can either do 2 methods. You can do 3y plus 5 with 3y plus 5, or you can do 3y square, 5 square, 2ab.
All right, I'm going to leave you to do the working on your own. So my answer for this part of the portion is 9y squared 25 plus 2 times 3, 6, 6 times 5, 30y. Okay, so whatever that you do, your final answer, this portion, you should be able to get this. Then you remember to change the sign, multiply the number inside. Let me just do a little bit of simplification. Minus 9y squared minus 25 minus 30y. Simplify your calculation. 6 minus 25, negative 19. Y minus 30, negative 29. Y. Please use your calculator if you need to. Minus y minus 9. Minus y squared minus 9y squared is negative 10y squared. Not 8, not negative 8. Okay, negative 10y squared. Then this one is the final answer. Any of you got correct for this answer? Those who get correct, give me a tick. No response. Means not correct. Who got wrong? Those who get wrong, put a cross. Those who get correct, put a tick. No response. No response means you all never do this question beforehand. Oh no, got careless mistake already. 1. Okay, I don't know about the rest. You're all ignoring me, so sad. Okay, next question. I know somebody is missing. Brian is missing. Okay, next question, same thing, similarly again. Now, one word of caution for this question, right? There's this 4 over here. There are some students, right? The careless mistake that you do, you multiply the 4 inside. You multiply 4 inside and then you square it. Then you change it to negative 4x minus 12 whole thing square. Okay, this is actually wrong, huh? Right, because why? The 4 does not have a square. This 4 don't need to square. No need to square. Okay, similarly, some of you also multiply the negative inside the bracket, then you square. This one is also not correct. Also no need to square. Okay, all don't need to square. So this whole thing is actually wrong. So what you need to do, you just keep it as negative 4. Last step, then you multiply the negative 4 inside. Okay. Let me expand this part first. Or maybe I should ask somebody help me expand, right? Maybe, can I have Yiheng? Yiheng, are you there? Yiheng, can you help me expand the one in front over here, this portion? See, no response. 2 times 2x times 3x.
Oh, 6x squared.
Then your mic got problem. Plus 2x, then
Negative 15x.
and then
Negative 5.
thank you. Okay, then minus 4. Okay, I'll do the rest of this whole thing. Again, this portion, you can use your special product. You can write it 2 times, x minus 3, x minus 3. Okay, use your product a squared plus b squared minus 2ab. Right, so I get x squared plus 9 minus 6x. Position doesn't matter. Just make sure you get the correct answer. Okay, then let me simplify this a bit. This will be negative 13x minus 5. Question, word of caution. Some student, blah, blah, they will take this to be negative 5 minus 4. Then you put as negative 9. Wrong, wrong. Okay, no, this is not true. This is on its own. This is on its own. This one is the one that need to be multiplied in. Okay. So they are different, okay, they're different. So minus 5, then I multiply the negative 4 inside, be negative 4x squared, negative 36, positive 24x. Then you get your answer, 2x squared, negative 30 plus 34. Negative 5 minus 36, negative 41. Answer. Anybody got this answer correct? Those who get this answer correct, give me a thumbs up or tick. Okay, good. There are a few of them. Thank you. At least you respond. I know you're alive. Okay, we try to, this one is which page already? Page 5. Okay, one more page. Let's see, okay, one more page. Maybe we can end at 11:30. We try. Okay, factorize completely. Factorization, please go and watch the video or revise the video. Yeah, you're soon gonna die. Yes, correct. Me too. I talk for a very long way. I'm also going to die soon. Okay, but factorize, please go and watch the video for our common factorization. But now for my set 2 revision question, this one first, you notice that it's 4 terms, so we try to do grouping. Okay, identify common factors also, right? So the very first group that I'm going to group with, I'm going to put PQ together with 2QX. Is this okay? Wait, I should ask you all for your opinion. What do you want to group PQ together with? Is it okay? Okay, I shall group PQ together with 2QX. Then I'll have negative 4PX together with negative 8X squared. Okay, so for my first group, my common factor is Q, so I'm left with P plus 2X. So here will be Q, P plus 2X. I must remember, if this is going to be P plus 2X, I must try to make P plus 2X appear at the back. Then I need to think, what do I need to get? What do I need to factorize out for this portion? So I will need a P plus 2X. If I want a P plus
4x.
4X only. Are you sure only just 4X? This one, the sign is negative, but I want a positive. Or you mentioned, but I didn't hear it.
Negative 4x.
Yes. What happened to your voice? Okay. So I will take out a negative number so that this one can become a plus sign. 4 and X. So it will be P, then negative 8 divided by negative 4, that will give you positive 2X. So in this case, this is negative 4X. Okay, please remember you need to include the sign. Even if it's a positive number, you also need to put a plus sign. Okay, then now since this one is the one that's repeated, my final answer will only have 2 brackets, P plus 2X. The other one, Q minus 4X. Sometimes after you factorize already, please do check, are there any more common factors in the other brackets? Okay, if they happen to have common factors, then you might probably need to factorize again. Just a word of caution. Okay. Next one, factorization by trial and error. So I want this to factorize. I need to get 6y squared. Anyone can give me a clue? What times what gives you 6y squared? I need a y.
3 and 2.
Okay, 3 and 2. Thank you. Always check the sign at the last part. Make sure they tally. Okay, so now I'm going to put 5. We can put 5. I'll put 5 with 2. Okay, like that, right? So 2y times 5 gives me 10y. A lot of students, you put your 5, right? You thought 5 is with 2, then you write below. This is not correct, huh? You need to, when you do a try and error, then you need to cross and multiply the thing. You need more cross, right? Okay, then this one will be y. So this will be 3y. So here I still get 5. This one will be, I want a negative 7y. So the negative sign, yes, correct. Negative sign will go to a negative 10. Then this one will be a positive. Don't be lazy. Transfer your sign. And last but not least, check. Negative times positive is really equals to negative. Then you accept. Sometimes the numbers fit in nicely, but then you check the sign. It become plus 5. It's supposed to get plus 5. Then you check the sign, negative 5. Then the answer doesn't match. So that's why you tell me actual number all fit in, but the sign is not correct. Okay. So your answers for this one will be 3y minus 5. The other one will be 2y plus 1. Okay. Next part, last but not least, this one, when the moment you see this, try to think of the a square minus b square identity to give you a plus b, a minus b. Not all the time we can use, but we try to check because it's a common question over here, right? So firstly, let's check for common factors. What's the common factor?
6AY.
6AY. Thank you very much. So 24 divided by 6, you get 4. Is cubed divided by a, take out 1 is a square. Y divided by y, no more y, minus 6, take out a, take out y, take out 1, left y square. Okay, then now we need to do plastic surgery. Again, keep the 6ay, don't throw it away, right? What are we going to do with 4a square?
A plus B, A minus B.
Yes, a plus b, but we change the 4. 4 is what number square? 4 is what number square? 4 is actually 2 square a square y square, right? That this one you must know, the plastic surgery portion, you need to know what you want to change it to. Then you can have your a plus b, a minus b. So in this case, my a is the 2a, b is y. Okay, sometimes check whether can you simplify anything in the brackets or do you need to do any more factorization of common factors. Okay, so final answer over here. Oh no, okay, may overrun a little bit more than 11:30. Okay, next one, using special product. This one already ask you to use the special product, right? So there are 3 special product identity that you need to use. Number 1, a plus b square equals to, maybe y'all cannot remember, but I shall write for you. Number 2, a minus b square. We have been using this since just now. So minus 2ab. Last but not least, a plus b, a minus b, a square minus b square. So the 3 special products, the 3 algebraic identities. So first one, question 1, part A, factorize this. Hudson, how to factorize x squared minus 9? What can I change 9 into?
3 square.
Thank you very much. Then Hudson, what was the answer? So this one, the bracket, what would be the answer for the bracket? I thought
X
Plus
minus 3,
minus
X
3.
plus 3.
yes. Okay, correct. It's not x minus 3, a different sign, okay? So question now say hence. Hence, we need to observe a certain pattern, right? They want factors of 151. I don't have the pattern. I don't know what is x. What can I do? So, okay, I try again. I don't know what is x. So, I know this one here is x squared minus 9. They say link it to the factors 1591, right? So I should find out what is x squared. I undo this. Oh, I plus 9. So 1591 become plus 9 become 1600. So what is x? No answer. Square root of 1600 for D. Okay, so when they want me to find a certain factors or whichever I need to relate, so I must use the answer for part A. But now the problem is I don't even know what is x, right? So when I want to find out what is x, right, I can actually use the easier one. I can use this portion to help me find from the equation to find what exactly is the value for x. So after I solve for the value x, now I'm going to say let x be 40. I'm going to replace it inside here. So my first one was something minus 3, something plus 3. So x is now 40. So then 40 minus 3, that one will be 37. And followed by 43. So they want the 2 factors, therefore the 2 factors are 37 and 43. Is this okay? Anyone need me to repeat this portion? Okay, I can. Okay, can. Thank you. Okay, let's go on. Last question for the day. Page 6, right? Yes. Last question for the day. Okay, let's begin. Given that u minus v and u minus v squared, this one looks like which identity? Number 1, number 2, or number 3? Which one? Got something square minus something square. Obviously, is identity number 3, right? So I should write it in the form of u plus v. U comes first, u minus v equals to u square minus v square. So this is my identity. So I'll write this identity down first. Next step, I got u minus v is the number 8. So u minus v, I'm going to change this to the number 8. This bracket means multiplication. A lot of times students put bracket, then they thought it's addition or subtraction later on. Okay, it's actually multiplication. Later you probably need to divide the number. Okay, then this one is the u plus v that I do not know. And this number equals to 28. Okay, they gave me the value for it. So 28. So this one I replace with the number 28. All right, then how do I get rid of the 8? This is where the mistakes starts to come out. It's supposed to divide by 8, not minus 8. So divide by 8. So answer for u plus v will be 3.5. Have you gotten the correct answer? Okay, who got this answer correct? This question correct?
Each.
Okay, good. All right. Okay, so is it okay that we stop down here? Of course, we save half an hour
Sure.
lah, right? Can? All right, if that's the case, then thank you very much for coming for my lesson. I'll see you again next lesson. Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Bye.